Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. In the last episode we finished up any and all loose ends still left for us in the melodic gardens, completely removing any and all influence from Kanya's misdeeds on our planet of pure melody. With the end of one planet now officially coming to a close, the final planet of our journeys throughout Sparks of Hope now truly begins in the final DLC, known as Rayman in the Phantom Show. Being a nice mix of one of my favorite characters from the original game of Kingdom Battle, as well as being the return of what feels like a forgotten character in the eyes of his own company, being Rayman. So, with that being said, I believe it's time to begin the beginning of the end of our journey, and jump right on into the crazy world of the Rabbids once more. So, honestly, with that being said, I'm very much ready to just get right on in there, since with the last Spark Hunter and the Tower of Doom now officially behind us, we really are on the final home stretch of everything. And I'm very curious on how our new character is going to work out, because, well, let's be honest here, this is the only new character left in Sparks of Hope as of everything, because we didn't get one in Tower of Doom, and we didn't get one in the last Spark Hunter. So, I'm kind of curious on how Rayman is actually going to play when we officially get our hands on him. So, honestly, right on in to the Phantom Show. And obviously, gotta do a quick save, obviously. And in we go. Very crazy, though, for just in general, just because of the fact that Rayman has literally become a forgotten character. Obviously not in the eyes of, like, gamers and stuff like that, but in the eyes of, like, Ubisoft itself and stuff like that. It feels like Rayman's no longer around. And with that being said, it looks like we're officially starting as Rayman. And it looks like he's already here, it looks like. But that's interesting, we're actually going to start as Rayman. But it makes sense, though. Just curious on when we're going to be running into Rabbid Peach and Rabbid Mario, because it's going to be all three of them. 100%. I don't think we're going to see Edge or anyone else, which is going to be interesting. So, not playing as Edge for a while is going to be interesting, just because I'm so used to Edge. But here we go. Rayman Punch. Press A to punch things including breakable objects. Hold A to charge your punch and reach even further. Punching can be used to grab objects. It can also be used to start battle by hitting enemies. That's interesting. So we can press A instead of dashing into an enemy. We can actually just punch him instead. That's cool. But it makes sense, though, because that's just something that Rayman does, is punching and stuff like that. But that's pretty cool, though, that we're actually able to, you know, it's more of like a platformer, and, well, it's not a platformer, but it's still got something that you would see from the platformers in here. But honestly, I guess we just need to take our golden ticket to fame and check out their repository here. But interesting little, starting area for everything. We're in, like, the backstage of everything. But it looks like we can charge it for a longer punch, though, it looks like, too. Which is pretty cool. Okay. Well, let's make sure we grab a couple extra coins, because it looks like we're going to be starting out poor again, like we did in the last Spark Hunter chapter. So, let's make sure we grab at least a little bit of something, so we're not going in with nothing. Because, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be how we started with the Spark Hunter one. So, we need a little bit extra cash before we go any further. And honestly, it looks like it's just teaching us how to use the punches. But it looks like we might need to charge up longer? No? Okay. We can still do just a normal punch for the big boxes. Felt like it was going to be needing to be a big punch, but apparently not. But it looks like we gotta solve the puzzle real quick. I mean, orange, that's an orange square, right? Yeah, orange square. But yeah, it's basically just teaching us how to use the punch and everything. We need to get a long punch, though, to grab that. And bring this all the way back to where we were. But cool, though. Definitely going to be something we need to get used to, though, because it's going to be in a lot of the puzzles here, for sure. No way around that. So, being used to that now is going to be good for later. But, honestly, so far so cool. It is cool so far. I don't know why that... Wait a minute. That is what I think it is. That's, Land Shark from, Donkey Kong's, adventure from Kingdom Battle. It's his, it looks like his base almost. That's pretty cool to see. Huh. Okay, well, let's go over here. It looks like we got ourselves a nice little, stooge. Oh, actually, it looks like Rayman's gonna be talking. I think Rayman, has more of, like, a... kind of like Sonic-ish voice, if I remember. It's been a long time since I've heard Rayman. Because the thing is how I know about Rayman, even though I've never played the actual platformers for Rayman, I played the original game where the Rabbids appeared from. So, I know Rayman. It's just that I never got to play any of his games, but I've known about him for a very long time. It's just that I've never had a chance to actually play any of his games. But I have... You know, he's been around for a very long time for me, because I know who he is. But honestly, cool though. Knew that invitation was fishy, and that somehow Rabbid was behind it. Oh well, back to the fray. After I get into the right headspace. That is, let's see. How should I brace myself for relaxed, average, or demanding adventure? Average is fine. Good enough for now. I can always change my mind later, right? True. Very true. So I guess we just need to punch Stooge there. And get ourselves into our very first level. But honestly, makes sense for him to not like the Rabbids, because technically the Rabbids did take his fame. So the golden ticket to fame makes a lot more sense for a level name, but old acquaintances. But yeah, the Rabbids appeared in the Rayman games. So it's kind of weird for Rayman to be sidelined by what was originally, a character that was just, made for the game. So it's kind of interesting that ended up being that way. But the thing is the Rabbids are fun little characters, so it makes sense that they ended up taking a more, normal route. But let's see here. So we can jump onto hoops, kind of like how Donkey Kong could in Donkey Kong Adventure. But it looks like we also have some other things here. Okay. So we got the blaster. Shoots a single projectile at a single target. When the target is hit, there's a chance of stealing coins from them. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. I like the idea of taking some stuff from them. And it also looks like his jump is different. I'm not sure what that is, but he's got something other than a team jump. And it's like a special jump for maybe jumping off allies, maybe? I'm not really sure. Then we also have the plunger guard, 3 turns. Summons 2 guards which fire 2 projectiles at any moving targets within range. 5 guards can be activated at the same time. Older guards will be destroyed when newer guards are summoned, or if they run out of charges. Okay. Interesting. So summon 2 guards. So we got these little guys. And I guess they just do damage. We'll walk through these since these are completely new. We've already seen all the other animations for summoning stuff already, so I don't mind watching through Rayman's, because his is completely new. But we can throw them. They're little eggplant things. We'll just drop them on top of him real quick and get right into a safe zone. And obviously, give him a blast too while we're at it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I didn't need to do that then. Wanted to try out this, but I guess we were just supposed to use the blaster here. Looks like we can't take these with us, though. Okay, well that's good to know. But these little hooks are pretty cool, though. I will be honest about that. But not too bad. And then obviously we'll blast you once. Kind of wanted to check out the plunger guards here, but it looks like that's not going to be the case here. And then how does dashing work on you? Because it might be a little different. Okay, it looks like we have a 10% chance of getting a crit when we dash. But But other than that, it looks like it's just blasting away. Okay, well that's cool. Got a couple extra coins for knocking you out. But cool, okay. Interesting first fight. We didn't get to see his L or R abilities, though. But we did get to see his right button for the plunger guards, though. Okay. But it looks like we got a couple more things to go through here. So it's like the starting area with Mario and the Manta Ray with, well, technically Rabbid Peach and Mario for the Manta Ray all the way back in the beginning of Sparks of Hope. Just to kind of get us used to everything. Oh, here we go. New costume available. You can now equip Vortex costume. Preview the costume weapon powers and techniques by pressing the L button. Okay, cool. So now we're starting out with one of our new abilities here. Okay, Vortex costume. Perform any costume abilities and you'll equip Vortex costume until the end of the enemy's turn. When equipped, the Vortex costume grants you your passive abilities 30% in damage reduction. Okay, interesting. So, I'm guessing for sure that means that the other ability is going to be another costume. But it gave us a bunch of abilities here. So our gun does something different now. We have the Vortex pole, and then also our plunger guard is different. Okay, this is interesting. Let's read through here then. Vortex Blaster shoots a single projectile at a single target. When the target is hit, they will bounce away 1 to 3 times. The closer the target, the more bounces it inflicts. Okay. And then Vortex Guards summons 2 guards which fire 1 projectile at any moving targets within range. Makes them bounce away. 5 guards can be activated at the same time. Older guards will be destroyed when the newer guards are summoned, or if they run out of charges. Okay. Interesting. Does this cancel out the actual thing for just in general when... Actually, wait a minute. That's his spark positioning, actually. I just realized that. So, I'm guessing he can't have sparks either. Okay. That's interesting, though. Okay, we're definitely gonna spawn in our little buddies here, I think. Actually, would it be better if I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Because we can pull them, obviously. But I think what we want to do is spawn them in a way that... Oh, and on top of that, when we're in the costume, we get a different animation, too, with it. That's cool. Okay, I like that. I wonder what the next one's going to be for when we have it. But we'll put these up here, I think. And then we'll pull our little Goombas here with the Vortex pole. Okay, interesting. So they're like the turrets in the original game. Huh. Okay then. That's cool. And I think it would probably be best to get into a safe zone like here. We get 30% damage reduction too when we're in the costume. So that's pretty cool. Not bad. Okay. I like it so far. I'll definitely say that. How long do they last though? Okay, so it goes on cooldown after. That's good to know though. We can summon in some more of our plunger guards here. So I'm going to definitely say we should do that. So we'll summon those in. We'll skip through it now since we've seen it at least once. And then I think we'll just keep those ones, unless it's better to reposition it, at least, for that one. And then obviously get rid of our Goomba here. Okay, so far so good. And then we should be able to get a 100% chance on you, so let's just knock you out. And then we'll see how our plunger guards react. Ooh, okay. Well, that was good. Okay. I'm definitely liking the plunger guards and stuff like that. Those are pretty good, honestly. I'll have to say that. So Rayman's going to be able to protect himself pretty heavily, and then Rocket Man. Okay, so this should be the other costume then, I'm going to say. So we get a small little, like, teaching of every single way of Rayman can work. Okay. Makes sense. So we're not in the dark on anything, it looks like, which is good. But it's just a reach area. But, rocket costume. So now we have the Vortex and the rocket costume available whenever. And I did notice we can also spawn in the plunger guards immediately under the normal costume. So these abilities all do affect differently, depending on what you're using. Which is pretty cool. But here we go. You can now wear the rocket costume. Perform any costume abilities, and you'll equip it until the end of the enemy's turn. Flaming Stooges love to hit heroes with fire. Fortunately, the rocket costume gives you a passive immunity to all super effects. Oh, okay. I like that. So, Rayman doesn't get hit by super effects while being in that costume. So, that's pretty cool. So, instead of the 30% damage reduction from Vortex, we get immunity to super effects under this. Okay. So, sparks don't really matter then, because that's basically a spark, but a much better version of one. So we got Rocket Ride. Press L to use the remote-controlled Rocket Ride. Use it to reach upper or lower platforms and cause huge explosions. Okay. You can also use it to shorten full covers, bypass chasms, and strike enemies. Okay, cool. It didn't look like Rayman specifically was on it, though. So let's see here. Summons a remote-controlled rocket that can strike targets and destroy cover areas, will self-destruct if it runs out of fuel. Okay. Now, obviously, we have the rocket guards as well. Summon 2 guards, which fire 1 explosive projectile at any moving target within range. 5 guards can spawn, and then basically the same as the other, but okay. And then shoots a single projectile at the single target. When their target is hit, it causes a huge explosion. The further the target, the bigger the explosion. Ignores partial cover. Okay, so bigger explosion the further they are. Really? Is there a way for me to test it? Kind of seeing... Oh, yeah, that is a much... okay. That is a much bigger explosion than I was thinking. Okay, cool. Other than that... I would like to try out this rocket ride, but I don't think it really matters right now. I think. There's also one thing I can test out right here, if we do this right. So let's see how this rocket ride works. So I can dash into him. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Well, we got a good idea of how that works, and then we can do the explosion real quick, just to see how that works as well. Okay, that's cool. But we didn't follow the rocket, though, so that's good to know for later. Not bad. Okay, I understand it. I very much understand it. So we want to swap between the costumes as much as possible, while also working with what we got at the same time. So basically what we can do here is we can turn into this, make our way back, turn into the Vortex costume, and pull these guys closer, while our plunger guards that we just spawned in will deal with our stooges when they make their way over here. Okay, cool. Then we can also dash them down, but it did pretty good. We get a little bit of damage into us, but that's not a bad idea. And plus we still have 30% damage reduction too. But, okay, cool. So there is like synergies we could do. If we had allies, we could have backed it up a little bit. But that's pretty cool, honestly. I'm gonna leave, actually it's probably better if I just knock out one of you, honestly. I'm gonna be honest. Let's get rid of you, just because we can. No free coins though, but honestly it gives us an idea of what's going on here. And he didn't even hit me anyway, so didn't really mess us up that much. Kind of curious if dashing is different. It doesn't look like it. That's good to know though. Let's try out this though, because I'm pretty sure if I dash into him it will also make it work. Just like how Stormblade, whenever you dashed into somebody, it would force Stormblade to go off. So let's see here. So as long as we run into him, it'll blow him sky high. And also we haven't seen the cutscene for this yet, so let's also see that while we're here. No reason not to. But cool. So let's try this out. So we dash into you. You get blown sky high by that guy. Didn't attack you with both of them though, surprisingly. Kind of surprised that that didn't happen, honestly. But we can knock you out real quick, so let's just do that real quick. And use the explosive shots from that. And in we go to the reach area. Not bad. Okay, cool. I really like his abilities, though. And his battle clear is always good, too. But not bad. We didn't get a level from it, but that was fun. I'll definitely be honest, I'm already liking Rayman. Okay, I don't think I'll mind not having Edge, if we can have as much movement and freedom of attacking as Rayman just had. So, we'll be perfectly fine without Edge, I think. I'll miss Edge, I'll definitely say that, but I'm definitely going to say we'll have a good substitute for getting rid of Edge in the lineup. And the thing is we still have Rabbid Peach, so it's not like we're losing our whole team. And plus, I use Rabbid Mario a decent amount already. I don't use him a lot. I use him more for boss fights, but I'll get to actually sit down and get to use Rabbid Mario more often, which is cool. Also curious, if I were to... oh, we actually can't. Okay. So we literally can't open up our Spark menu. But it makes sense. He wouldn't have any, because he's, not part of the group. And we haven't even met them yet either, so I guess it makes sense for us to not have any of those menus. But honestly, not too bad. Also, nice little alien cockroaches all around here. But into the, I guess you could say the repository's exit. Here you go. Into, I guess, the next area. But cool little introduction to everything, honestly. I am very much enjoying everything to do with Rayman's playthrough so far. For just how he plays and everything. He's a very fun character. Well, there's our crew. I was wondering when they'd show up, but, well, there's Rabbid Mario and Rabbid Peach, and BeepO. So, we'll definitely have our everything soon. But, well, Rayman doesn't look too impressed to see some more Rabbids. Oh, poor dude. But, you're eventually gonna meet him. You just didn't know that, buddy. More Rabbids.
Oh, BeepO, did you talk to the Space Opera Network about security? They specifically said no meet and greets.
You talk? Yep. They have their little translator that they got at the very beginning of Sparks of Hope. So, yep, they talk. If I may, while I understand your reaction, rest assured these are not run-of-the-mill Rabbids. These are heroes. Rabbid heroes, well, what are you doing here?
Exclusive invitation. I think this is the VIP area. You might want to vamoose before you get in trouble.
He's got a golden ticket, but it looks like nobody remembers him. Huh. So they're actually going with this kind of way of doing it. I was wondering what they were going to do for Rayman, and it looks like they are going the route of him being somewhat forgotten. That's interesting. I wasn't sure how they were going to do this, so that's a very interesting way of how they started this off. I was also invited. My name's... Oh, Goombas. I also liked how Rabbid Peach ripped his hand off. Just because he doesn't have arms. I thought that was funny during the cutscene. I didn't get to bring it up yet, but here we go. Egads. That's an interesting word to say. Only so many people in games we hear ever say that. Especially only one really being Professor Egad, but that's literally his name. Mr. Egad, what is that short for eggplant? Well, he does have his plungers do look like eggplants, to be fair. Plus his head kinda is the shape of an eggplant, too. Well, Mr. Eggplant, I suggest we get acquainted later. Yeah, probably later, buddy. It doesn't look like we have any time to sit back and smell the roses just yet. But at least we got to get our other allies, so we get to finally see some of the combo potential between everybody. Now, kind of curious on what we're going to be able to do with these allies and how the fights are going to go. Unlikely team up. Well, let's see here. Defeat all, obviously. We got deep freezes, we got a squashette, we got some Goombas, and then a stooge or two. Okay. And it looks like some new Sparks. Is that the, yeah, that's the Quake one on the right, but I'm not sure what the one on the left is. Huh. Okay. So we have an Ice Quake and then a new Spark that summons something. Interesting. It's time to team up, Mr. Eggplant. You'll be coordinating efforts with Rabbid Peach and Rabbid Mario. Either of them will tell you my tacticam is invaluable, providing keen insight as to the battlefield and our foes. As powerful as Sparks, why not see what our two most recent additions can do? Selfie and Cryo Quake. Strap on your skates. Selfie? Interesting, so Rabbid Peach literally has one called Selfie. Huh. Okay then, fits your character. Oh, what's that? 3 turns and 0 knockouts for a... Okay then. Not sure what that means. Does it tell me? No, it doesn't. Okay. 3 turns. Got it. Okay, so we got something for 3 turns. Let's look at our new thing. Spawn a controllable copy of its hero with 15% of their HP. Ooh. Dealing 70% of the hero's damage. Sparks, items, and skill tree bonuses are unavailable. Okay. Interesting. We also have Rabbid Kong, too, which is always good. And then good ol' Rabbid Mario, what do you have for your Spark? It is indeed a Shockwave one. Okay, I was thinking that was. But, interesting now of all times we have Shockwave as a thing, which is interesting. But honestly, how should we do this? It looks like the best thing to do for Rabbid Peach here would be to do a Rabbid Kong. But is there a way to hit all the Goombas at once? Doesn't really look like it. So maybe not. Okay, well if that's going to be the case, it's more about how we want to deal with our enemies then. So I think it's more best if we figure out how we want to deal with everything first. I'm going to say. I think dashing into you would be a good idea. We do have a hook to go over here. Might be worth it to do so. Just curious on if we should do that is the real question. Because what we could do per se is go over there, but I don't think that's going to be needed. So we'll hook on over. Kind of get an idea. We can get up here. We can obviously turn into the rocket mode. And then kind of figure out from there what we want to do. I'm going to say spawning in the rocket guards would be a good idea. So let's go with that to start with. Just to kind of get an idea of everything. And if we have to do this in 3 turns, I would like to have a good range of everything. And I'm going to say, because of the fact that we saw only one go off, I'm going to say probably doing it in a way like this would probably be good. We'll give you 1, so if you move, you'll get blasted. And then obviously we'll go in with the rocket ride and see how that goes. Obviously dash into you a couple times to give you a nice little blasteroo and get him on out of here. Okay, not too bad. And I think it's just best to slightly make our way back a little bit. Okay, not too bad at all. We got you now. Could dash you. Probably a good idea. Or we can just go for a Rabbid Kong and do a little bit more damage. Probably a good idea. So let's go Kong Cameo instead. Because Rabbid Kong is always a fun character. Might as well do another out of bounds too. Get rid of our other Goombas. And then from here, we can try out Selfie now, which I think is a good idea. So let's back up just a slight bit and try out this self-service and see how this really works. Okay, so we do... Oh, it can also team jump. Okay, now that's interesting. That's very interesting. So definitely go over here, give you a dash or two, and then go from there and see what we can possibly do. This is going to be interesting. Having 4 allies is pretty cool, although it has like no HP, but that's cool to see that, honestly, in general. We'll dash you completely down. Can't really do much from here, unfortunately. And, oh, I didn't even get frostbitten. That's surprising. I'm very surprised about that. But we can easily get rid of you with a Duke. So honestly, not too bad. This was a really good turn. Don't think this is how we were supposed to do this turn by any means. I think we were supposed to use the cryo quakes and stuff like that. But it ended up working out pretty well in the way that we did do it. But for Rayman, can Rayman go back over those? We can. Really? Okay, that's interesting. But I don't think we're going to need to do that, but we can go back over those if needed. I'm still curious about the other thing, though. But there's an explosion for you. Brings you closer to me, gives you another critical. So we got a little bit extra damage into those. And we can also deal with that stooge over there, too. Get hits, but not to the point where it's a problem. Okay, not too bad. But not a bad start, though, for sure. I'm going to say definitely Cryo Quake to get rid of the Goomba. Because I think making sure we do a little bit of damage to you would be a good idea. And actually... might be able to do this a better way, actually. We can dash you completely out. We can get Rabbid Peach back in position. But how would we really want to do this is the real question. Because there's a couple ways we can do it. But I think dashing you first would be a smart idea. Okay, not too bad. Would I go into Vortex here or not? It's kind of like depending on how you want to do things, honestly. Because there's a bunch of ways you could do things here that I see. We can do that to you. I think the best way of doing this, honestly, would be to spawn in the Vortex Guard here. And then if he decides to move, we could push him out of range. And then we can also use this as well to do a little bit of damage to this guy if he decides to run. And this should bounce you completely out of range, I think, because you're going to bounce 3 times. So we'll give you a blast with the Vortex, and then it'll get blasted again, which bounces you completely out of bounds. Perfect. That works out. Okay, other than that, we do that, but is that really how we want to do this? I'm going to say definitely punching you would be a good idea. But it looks like the best case scenario here would be to get Rabbid Peach in range of being able to attack the Stooge next turn, just in case. But we'll give you a nice blast from the other side of the map, since just in case we need to know for sure that our other buddy is going to go down. And then I don't think we're going to need to use the Cryo Quake, so let's just punch you out of the way. And honestly, from here, just we can go for a heal real quick, just so we have it. And honestly, go from there. Not too bad. Let's see here. He didn't move enough for it to affect the Vortex thing, though, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that we don't have anything, because what we can do is spawn in our Plunger Guards, and then put them right into position for when he does go up into the air here in a second. Okay, cool. And then honestly, from here, obviously, just bring Rabbid Peach back around. And also, we can see how this team jump works, if it is a team jump. I'm not even sure what it is, honestly. Yeah, still don't know, honestly. But let's dash you, and give you a couple blasts from the Plunger Guards, and that is GG. Not bad. Pretty cool little level. And I definitely see the what we could do with our characters here in the very near future. Almost hit level 3 out of that, too, which is always good. But, oh, we also got a memory. Spark Road Trip. We'll take it, as well as whatever this golden thing is. Amazing, and oh, okay. So it's like the trophies you used to get back in original Kingdom Battle. Okay, cool. So we get extra coins for doing it on Amazings. Okay, we'll take them. Don't know if they're going to do anything for us later, but I'll take it. I'll definitely take some more coins, because I'd rather have coins than not have any. So if we can get them, that'll be helpful. Not bad.
Wow, you weren't kidding. You really are heroes. As I was saying, my name's Rayman. Maybe you've heard of me?
Looks like that's a no from Rabbid Peach.
Rayman, of course we've heard of you, Rayman. Would you excuse us for a moment?
Looks like a no. Maybe Rabbid Mario.
I have no idea who this Mr. Rayman Eggplant is, but he is a formidable fighter.
So yeah, they're going him being completely forgotten. Poor dude.
I say let's allow him to be a hanger-on for now, at least, until we find a producer to sort all this out.
Producer, you say?
You're pretty good in scrap yourselves. Who even are you? Oh, Rabbid Mario. I'm here to get my own show. Hopefully a bodybuilder with a hot air balloon who solves mysteries.
Hot air balloon, you say?
Huh. Don't freak out, but I'm Rabbid Peach. Probably here to host the galaxy's next greatest diva, or something like that.
BeepO, lead, head, hero, and chief tactical officer. The Space Opera Network sent us gold tickets for its VIP portal.
Well, Rayman also has a golden ticket, so someone remembered him. Although, who exactly is who I'm curious about, since the Rabbids have no idea of him. So, who in this universe would know? I'm kind of curious.
I got a gold ticket too. At first I was excited, but this place has been nothing but trouble since I got here.
Poor dude. Doesn't look very, VIP-ish either. It's broken down and everything.
There's something off about it. I mean, why such a fancy invite for such a dump?
Good question there, Rayman.
You're new to show business. Behind the camera lies the gritty reality. The glamour of a theatre is inversely proportional to the shabbiness of its backstage. It's practically tradition.
Tradition, you say? Well, there's the other missing character we were supposed to be seeing. Tom Fawn or the Phantom. I still like calling him Tom Fawn, because that's what we were calling him back in the Spooky Trails, all the way back when we first met him. But we kept seeing references to him throughout the game, so it's cool to finally see him once and for all, since he had his appearance via the murals in this game, and then obviously he had a little bit of references inside the DLCs as well, but obviously because he was going to be a DLC character for the final DLC. But that's still pretty cool to see him in general. Just in general. Just to say that. But here we go.
Welcome, boon companions, to my humble cinematheque.
Cinematheque, you say? It's good to see you again, buddy.
The Phantom. He must have brought us here to get revenge for humiliating him at the Spooky Trails.
Good to hear Spooky Trails in this game. Just because, Kingdom Battle is referenced, but not a lot, so it's cool to hear some of the level names.
Why, my dearest BeepO, me culpa. I am changed, Phantom, for the better. I was in a dark place then, susceptible to the Megabug's influence. You heroes taught me a valuable lesson that day.
Yeah, sure, he roasted Mario to a crisp. But sure.
I swore to use my talents for good. That's why I'm here to help these rabbid artists spread joy throughout the galaxy.
Huh, Mr. Phantom, why do you need us adventurous types? For that, I'm no actor. I mean, I do have a certain quality.
As you may have observed, the vicissitudes of fate may not be kind to the space opera network of late. Be assured it has naught to do with my creative direction, which earns rave reviews from the galaxy's most feared critics. My corps, the lecture, left to form their own companies, leaving me no stars to cast their warmth upon the masses.
Okay. But didn't you do the whole song and dance thing with B from, what do you call it? I always forget the name of that one. It's the one right after Palette Prime. What was the name of that chapter? I always forget it, just because it's been so long since we originally did the original run of Sparks of Hope. Just because it's basically been a year that it took for most of the DLCs to eventually come out. And like I said, I would wait until all the DLCs came out. So it's been basically a year since we played through Sparks of Hope. Pretty much. But, let's see here. We had Palette Prime. We had... Actually, I'm forgetting a couple names here. Barrendale Mesa. We had Cursa's Compound or Cursa's Stronghold, which was basically Rosalina's Galaxy zone from Mario Galaxy. But for the most part, a lot of the names are kind of out of my head now, just because of how much we did. We had the Melodic Gardens, obviously, but that was DLC. We had the Tower of Doom, which was also DLC. But for the names of the other places, it's been so long since we've seen through them. But honestly, yeah, I forgot the first two planets' names, just because of how long it's been. I could easily remember from them if I open up the main story and look at them. But, yeah, definitely, for the last planet before Barrendale Mesa, that definitely... Oh, no, wait, no, that was Barrendale Mesa. Wasn't? No. It was right before it. Yeah, the planet right before Barrendale Mesa, for B's Warden area, had a reference of Phantom singing with B on the stage. And I think that also mentioned the Space Opera Network there, too, if I remember correctly. But here we go.
Say no more. Show me the contract I'll sign without reading.
I could see that.
I'm in two, so long as my dressing room is larger than everyone else's, and it's stocked daily with fresh white tulips.
Okay.
That is good indeed, for you to bring us fresh hope. As our warp portal is now malfunctioning, so I cannot send you home at present.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Wait, are we really going to trust the Phantom? He did try and destroy us, in a really insulting way, too.
Yeah, poor Mario.
BeepO, should you choose to heed the call to fame, and faltered my understanding will be equalled only by my gratitude. After all, your razor-sharp intellect and peerless leadership skills are why I chose you in the first place.
Buttering him up a little bit.
You know, I always said you can't go through life holding grudges.
Yeah, sure. Definitely don't believe you on that one, BeepO.
It is settled. Now there are 3 sound stages needing your dramaturgical gifts. You may choose which to embark upon first. Together we shall not only rejuvenate the Space Opera Network, but alleviate it to heights previously unimagined.
Okay. Well, cool. So we're going to the soundstage then. The Golden Ticket to Fame. Main quest completes. And we also get level 3 out of that. Definitely should look at levels here, because Rayman is definitely going to have different skills than what we had in the original. But let's see here. What are we working with for... Oh, smaller skill trees, really? Is that just for Rayman, though? Maybe. No, it is for everybody. We still have golden prisms. I wonder what's going to be hiding in those. Okay, interesting. So what do we have? We have extra health, heal sponges, dash damage, hook and glide. So we can glide longer after grappling. That would be a good idea, honestly. Plunger guard extra shots. That sounds good. Vortex pull and splash. Rayman's vortex pull will inflict splash status effects on any enemies caught in the vortex. Good idea to have. Rocket ride burn effect, giving everybody the burn super effect when the final explosion hits. Good idea. Rocket guard numbers increased. Vortex guard bounce per direction. Will bounce an enemy towards the direction of the other guards close by, so it'll bounce in between each other. Could be situational. Plunger guard range and cooldown, that would probably be good to have in general for base Rayman, so he has it back up when he gets out of the costume in the first place. Item thief, 30% chance to steal an item from an enemy. Interesting. Didn't even know they could hold items, but that's a good thing to have. Okay, Vortex Blaster bounce, 2 bounces in general when they're in the Vortex. So, they'll bounce 5 times. And then 10%, well, it says 1 to 3. So is a chance to not get the 3? Okay. And then 10% damage to impact boosts. So 30% extra damage instead of 20 whenever they bounce. Okay. That sounds good so far, but what's the final one? Rocket Blaster boost, 5% weapon damage increased with each enemy inside the area. Oh, and because the range gets much larger, the further back you are, you'll get even more damage depending on how many enemies are in that zone. Okay, I like that. Okay, that's really cool. Okay. So there's a bunch of good things here. Honestly, for the most part, what I'm gonna say would probably be best is to probably start with the Plunger Guard cooldown, just to have it. Don't think we'll need the extra dash damage. The glide would be good, but I don't think right now is necessary. I think we should have one thing as base Rayman and one thing as one of the costumes, just so we have something. And maybe the extra damage when we blast with the Rocket Blaster would be a good idea to start with, I think. But, interesting things to go with, though, for sure. But let's do the extra damage while we're in the rocket costume, since that one seems to be the stronger one out of them. So, let's increase the damage of what we can do. I'm gonna say immediately level up the selfie. But honestly, is that the best one to have as the selfie one? Honestly, I kind of feel like selfie would be better on Rabbid Mario, honestly, because Rabbid Mario does a lot of damage. So, gonna say maybe we'll hold on to selfie as Rabbid Mario for now. Because I could see a lot of uses for selfie on Rabbid Mario, especially right now. Other than that, because we have access to our other allies, I'm gonna say we throw Berserk on. Because I did say Berserk would be pretty good on Rabbid Mario if we were to be using Rabbid Mario, so we might as well use our special Sparks from the last Spark Hunter DLC, so might as well see what we can do with that. Rabbid Kong could be helpful. Not really sure if we're gonna need him, but I'd rather have the extra healing, honestly, for now. And then other than that, what else could we use on Rabbid Peach here? We can bring back our Oozer. That would be a good idea, honestly, but is that what we want to run with? Because Oozer is the most damaged one that we have. And we definitely can't use any Sparks on Rayman here, so we're limited on what we can bring. But honestly, I don't see a bad idea of bringing that to the field. And if anything, we can put Ethereal on our one buddy. Also, one thing I'm noticing is that I can't press B on on the back thing for some reason. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It was being weird though. But BeepO powers, obviously we know about scan and we know about wave. But good to be reminded that we can use them. But honestly not too bad for that. We should see what kind of levels we can do as Rabbid, Mario, and Peach though. Because those are going to come in handy later, I think. But definitely no limits. No limits is like one of the best things to possibly get on Rabbid Mario. No way we're not having that. Honestly, ooh, that's a good one. That's a very good question for Rabbid Peach. Weapon range is always good. Extra damage is always good. Ooh, that is a very good question. Okay. Well, I always like extra dashes, but cooldown is more important, honestly, for Rabbid Peach specifically. We can also get emergency heal, which is always good, but I'm gonna say extra damage would be a good way to help out. We do get weapon skins, apparently, for Rayman, but shoots a single projectile at a single target, doesn't really say anything about it. I was kind of hoping it would like have things like how Rabbid Peach and Rabbid Mario's would. But honestly, because we did get the Ripple weapons, we'll use those for a little bit. No reason not to, right? But cool. Pretty cool little start to everything so far. I'll definitely be honest here. We won't have a lot left to do for today, but honestly, just in general, just what we've seen so far is definitely pretty cool. But we will read out the memory we got real quick. We'll do one more level, and I think we'll end off today's episode. But Spark Road Trip. We discovered that when packing for a trip, it's extremely difficult to decide which sparks to bring. In the end, we brought them all, including 2 brand new sparks we've saved after the conclusion of our adventure versus Cursa, Selfie and Cryoquake. We thought it'd be fun for the sparks to have a little R&R after everything. Goodness knows they deserve it. Huh, okay. No new sparks, apparently. But 14 memories and 14 golden trophies. So is every level going to give us a memory, then? It sounds like it. Okay, interesting. Well, into the next area, then. So we can either go Pirate Set, Western Sets, and I didn't see what the other one was, but one was definitely a Pirate Set. So are they going to have little costumes for every set? That would be kind of cool, too. I would like to see that. But honestly, so far... Oh, we have little jump panels inside the... That's cool, though. Okay. So, Rayman really has a lot of things that we could do outside of battle. That's cool. Grab our little thing, and toss it right on into the puzzle. But cool. Okay. We haven't seen jump panels like that outside of battles, so I really do like that. Just because Kingdom Battle had a lot of things you could do outside of battle that were, like, you were walking around the battlefields in that game, so it's cool to see some of that return here in general, because it seems like a nice mix of like Kingdom Battle and Sparks of Hope at the same time. And honestly, pretty cool so far. And there it is, the main TV studio flag. So now we can teleport around. But not too bad. And it looks like Starburst was hiding in there. And then also our good old buddy. Great gifts for gadget lovers.
Whoa, look who it is. Hey, can I have a quick autograph? I'm a huge fan. Oh, don't personalize it. Not that I would sell it or anything. It's, for a friend. That's right. Just so you know, I give celebrity discounts, and I hold myself to the rarest standard when it comes to customer privacy. I'll never talk about Galaxy Confidential about your purchase habits, however scandalous, no matter how much they pay me.
Yeah, sure.
What were your names again?
Of course, you don't remember us. Okay. But there is... Okay, so there is memories in here, okay. So even though there's 14 memories, it's not locked to the levels, then. Legendary weapon. Huh. Okay. We got a Pirate Dukes, and then we got legendary versions of each weapon. Okay, cool. Very cool. And then, Operatic. Triple Troll. Okay, then. That's interesting. But what do we have here exactly? Space Opera Network, Rayman, Bravados, and Giant Flaming Stooge. Okay, so we have a Giant Flaming Stooge somewhere, the Kraken, Okay. That sounds scary. And then we have a new enemy called the Bravados, apparently. So these are our new enemies. Specifically, one of them being a giant, which just seems like a boss fight. Okay. And, oh, it looks like we got some returning faces here, too, with the Alchementer here. Without ingredients, the Druidic Order cannot exalt the virtues of creamy, hearty soups that comforts. It's cool to see Alchementer here again. And then we got DJ Cheap over here. But I think we'll probably start with this one, I think. Let's say hi to him. Microchip admirers, the bit bop of spirers. I need help. Okay, well, Dark Mess Waves is what we're going to start with then. But cool, though, to see other characters we met throughout the adventures of Sparks of Hope here. So does that mean we'll see, what was it, Dada? Or whatever his name was, the little robot guy? Somewhere around here then? Because he was one of those missions for the Spark Hunts. Because it seems like the Spark Hunt characters are here. So that means we might run into another one we haven't seen in a while, being... What was it? I forgot his name, but he was from Prowlet Prime. Why can I not remember your name? He was a pretty funny character, so I'm surprised I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But here we go. Dash, pick up, and throw a bomb to deal... Okay, we know that. I don't know why you're telling me that, but obviously we're gonna need to know that for this area for sure, but... Interesting, though. But yeah, let's start moving everybody forward. But cool, we'll still have 2 summons, technically. So we're spawning in our Oozers and our other allies that need to be on field for later, while also still dealing with the Dark Mess Eyes and stuff. Who are you gonna go for, though? Okay, he's going for the eye behind me. Good. That's exactly where we need you to go. Other than that, what are we dealing with? Ghostly Walkers. We got Medicians on field. We got some Bomb-Oms. Other than that, it's just Medicians and Ghostly Walkers. Okay, that's fine. We can easily work with that. But, we should definitely summon our buddy here. But where's all the Darkness Eyes? Just so we have an idea. 1, 2, 3. Bunch over there. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Okay, cool. That works out. Other than that, it looks like best case scenario, we got 3 turns to do this to get the bonus. I'm gonna say we definitely make our way closer to the front here. And then see what we can do from there. But it looks like in order to get what we need out of this... Oh yeah, also we can use Selfie to bounce too if we need to. So... let's try and spawn him in front of us, so he has more movement. And see what Rabbid Mario, with Selfie's help, can possibly do here. We can also do a little bit of damage to you, while also keeping our no limits as well. So, let's give you a couple punches here, just to make sure we do a little bit of damage to you. And then we'll make our way forward, while using what we can here. And also, probably do a little bit of a dash into you as well, since there's no reason not to. But not too bad. And then honestly, from here, he shouldn't have any of the bonuses, based on what it said. So, we need to keep that in mind. Is there a way for me to get out of there, though, after I dash? I don't think so. So we need to be careful about that. I guess we'll know for sure here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we don't have it. So we'll need to definitely keep that in mind when we use our attacks. But can we get into a range where I can still get into a safety zone after punching? Doesn't look like from there, but if we turn back into Rabbid Mario here, we should be able to do at least that. So we'll try and see what we can do there. We'll give him a couple punches. And also kind of curious, because we can use our abilities. How does Counter Blow here work? Oh, cool. So we also get special animations for the selfie versions of Rabbid Mario and Rabbid Peach. That's cool. I like that. But I definitely say we need to make our way backward a little bit, maybe. Or it can kind of hide by here, or go through. Either one really works, honestly. But I'm going to say most likely where we want to be is in a way that we can attack Well, we can actually dash into you real quick. That's not a bad idea. Not many areas of where it can actually hide, though. Yeah, not really. But this isn't too bad, honestly. I can kind of work with that. But we do need to kind of help out Rayman a little bit. Rayman's not really in a spot that can do much of anything right now. But what I could do, per se, is I can maybe... No, I can only vortex you, so it's not really worth it. But I could possibly help out Rayman real quick, if I back up just a slight bit. Unless I can't, and I accidentally moved us in a way that we're not going to be able to do much. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, well, it's a little unfortunate, just because that wasn't really my plan to do it that way. But we can still work with this, just because it's not going to severely hinder us. It's just that wasn't exactly what I was planning on doing there. But what we can do, though, is we can still work with this in general. Because Rayman doesn't need to move, to be honest. So as long as I can take one of these plunger guards with us, and move it in a way that we can still do something with it, that should be pretty good. But, from here, I think best case scenario right now, honestly, would probably be just to get rid of the guy behind us, honestly. I think that's probably better. So we don't get attracted to him and get attacked by him in a weird, way that can mess us up here. I don't think we could maybe get rid of this eye here. Yeah, we can. So, Rayman, you do that, so we know for sure that the eyes are out of the way for the earlier areas. Cool. But, Tide, we can go through. Probably best to get Rabbids Mario over there as well, because we can bounce off of other allies if we need to. But so far, it seems like it's going to be pretty easy to maneuver with certain characters, as long as we understand how they move and how they work, honestly. So as long as we remember about that, we should be fine for a lot of these characters. But I need to remember about that with the Ghostly Walkers, that when they go through an area, they don't target any of that kind of stuff, so we need to remember that for sure. But we don't need to focus on the enemies, though. So as long as we go for what we need to go for, we're good. But we do need to make our way back a little bit. I'm going to say we leave you alone, because we don't need to deal with you. We just needed to have you here. We can bring this with us. I'm going to say Rabbids Mario needs to help out, though. Or, well, selfie Rabbids Mario needs to help out. And then from there, how would we want to move here? I think just going over this would be a smart idea. We just need to make sure that we're over the pipe here, so we're in a safe zone like here. Drop down that. No hooks for us to jump to, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that we're in a bad position. I'm going to say we could possibly run through with the rockets, which may not be a bad idea. I'm going to probably spawn in my rocket guards, too, since this might not be a bad idea to spawn them. So let's get those on field as well. And then from here, let's bring them closer to the plunger guard over there, just so they're in position. And then now I think we can go in via the rocket guide, or the rocket ride, and see if we can kind of mess with... Oh! We could break these. That's good to know. That's really good to know, actually. Okay, so we can break Dark Mess Eyes with that. That's a very good thing to know, actually. Very good. Still don't know what that jump is, though. It doesn't tell me. I really have no idea what that like, twist thing is for team jumping. Is it by jumping off of you, maybe? I don't think it is. It would show it, I would think. Huh. I really have no idea what that is. But, we got rid of those. We could definitely make Rabbids Mario go through now. Move as far as we possibly can. And then, let's see what we could possibly do here. We could punch through here, get rid of the ghostly walker, but I think I might be able to attack the eye too here, as long as I'm in the right angle. Yeah, as long as I'm like here-ish? No, I can't. It looks like I could. It's just that the angle is like slightly off. Maybe like here-ish? Yeah, right there. Perfect. As long as we get the Dark Mess Eye behind me, we're perfectly fine there. That works. Okay, cool. Right now, I think it's just best to bring our rocket guide, or rocket ones over here, I think. And then give him one as well, I'm gonna say. So far, so good. And then I think what we do need to do here is back up slightly so Rabbid Mario can help out Rabbid Peach. And then as long as Rabbid Peach can move, we should be fine to hopefully do something here. Can I dash you completely? Yeah, I can. Perfect. That works out. I like that. I definitely like that. Other than that, I'm going to keep you standing there, honestly. Because right now all we really need is to make sure we punch you completely out. And as long as we can do that, we should be fine for our next turn here. So, what we can do now... actually... Give me this, actually. Give that to Rabbid Mario. Because Rabbid Mario might make his way over there, I think. Yeah, give me this. And then we'll take this over here. And we'll do a little bit of decorating over here, I think. Then I think all we really need to do is go into a frenzy now. Just so we have the advantage here from anything they try and do. Because if they attack us, we take damage reduction. So we can use that to our benefit. While also preparing for anything we possibly need to do. And I think a triple troll is actually better over here. Because we can blast open the guys over there perfectly fine. While also kind of being in a position where everybody is like nice and healed. While also being safe as well. That works for me. I like it. Still got a Medician over here, but we don't need to worry about him. As long as we have our damage reduction, we're perfectly fine. Let's see what they end up trying to do, though. We get rocketed again. Works for me. Ow. Couple, little bit more of some damage, but nothing we can't deal with, honestly. Plus, we can easily work with this, too. Even if they do anything like that, it doesn't really affect us in a way that is too much of a problem. Because it's all depending on how we do our next turn here, if or be in a bad position or not. And also free knockout on that guy back there. That works out. But now that we got Rayman over here, I'm gonna say best case scenario now would be to definitely bring Rabbid Mario up here for his selfie version. And make sure we get a nice little couple punches on these eyes over here, like so. And get that out of the way. Now we just have one more Dark Mess Eye, making this a pretty much over and done for level. Not a bad level for sure. There's definitely multiple ways to do these for sure. But honestly, not bad at all. Smash in the last eye, and we are done with our first side mission. Not bad. And we also helped out DJ Cheap as well, which is always cool. But not bad at all. Had a lot of fun with this for sure. And we also got a gold trophy here too. But how much do we get every time? Is it always the same? It seems like it is, but not bad. Cool. I'll take the extra coins, and that'll give us some more things to use later down the line. What's this? What the? Oh, here we go.
Huzzah! Our viewership numbers have officially risen from the disastrous to nearly disastrous.
Okay, so doing each level will also raise the ratings. Interesting. Okay. So the whole point here is to raise the ratings of the Opera Network, while kind of dealing with the dark mess and everything at the same time. That's cool. I wanted to get Mr. Tuna on record about his rumored collab with Allegra, but he's in the zone. And a nice little reference to Allegra as well. I call this track Ultra Peppered Weaselfish Proton Picnic. Okay. It's definitely funny to see DJ Cheap Tuna here, just in general. But honestly, so far so good. I'm definitely enjoying this already. But in the next episode, we will be beginning our little run here, honestly. We got quite a little bit of things to do. We got the pirate set here. We got the medieval set over here, and obviously the western sets. We have some spark hunts to do, so apparently there still is spark hunts, even though it didn't mention it. That's weird. Huh. Surprised it doesn't show it on the percentage for this. But honestly, pretty cool to see, a bunch of, returning characters and stuff like that, and also, it looks like we definitely have all the spark hunt characters here, it looks like. That's cool. Okay. With that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys, like always. And honestly, the first DLC has been, the first look into the final DLC has been more than fun. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to what's to come next. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep being spooky. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.